EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. And tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And he'll weave all the way out to just a few yards shy of midfield. A great return.
When we spent our time talking to the coaches prior to the game, they emphasized that they wanted a quick start to begin things. Most of the time you think about that on the offensive side of the ball, but in this case, it's the special teams that provide that quick start.
Now he's going to step up and run. And his first look is incomplete. These two teams, they met up in Seattle earlier in the year with the Seahawks coming away victorious. So a win here in Santa Clara would give them the season series. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
First carry here for Ken Walker. A solid stiff arm. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Plays like that will really help this offense settle in here on the road.
And when you go on the road, you also have to deal with the fans as well. And when you have those types of runs, that'll settle them back into their seats.
Great play there with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Looking to put a drive together.
Ready.
A first carry here for Jordan James. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. The Niners at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Connects with Kittle underneath. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. And now a give right side. Hickman. And he is going to lose yardage here. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Operating from the gun. Drummond completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
And even though this is a top 5 rushing offense, and we see this especially early in the game, they're going to do their best to keep you honest. They don't want you getting the habit of stacking the box, so that's a good throw there, and they're able to come up with the 1st down.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the Seahawks 25-yard line.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Open man is Collins. He's got it. So 8 yards on the completion there. And now it's 3rd and 3. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game you play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
The stop there on 3rd, they could have held them to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they're probably have their head.
That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. The point after is good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
From the gun, it's Walker. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
36-yard line.
This defense for the Niners, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
46 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Got it. Ready? Ready?
He's got the hook up with Downs. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 0 hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, it turned into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Back to throw here. He finds his man complete. That's Webster. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Up the middle they go. It's Webster. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Let's go now. 77.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 25-yard line.
That's another Seahawks first down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On 1st down. Webster, and it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd and 7.
Get it. Pass the 6.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Webster. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Ready up.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. 19 Tiger. 9. Go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt.
Here's Chad Ryland now on for the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
On the ready.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They'll try the left side. Hickman. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Second down and a yard.
Here we go. 18. 70 Ryan. 18 Ramley. 18 Ramley. Ready.
Back to throw. Drummond. Wide open receiver complete. And the 49ers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a 2nd time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play.
Here we go. Here we go. 70 Lions.
Operating from the gun. Drummond. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here.
On the Seahawks 10-yard line.
Dragon 60.
Looking to throw. Drummond. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Webster fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60, 18, Pioneers, cut 19, cut 19.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Up the middle they go. It's Webster. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
On the jump. Let's go now. Cowboy 80. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
They'll look to throw. And Walker has it. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Webster. And he is going to be stopped up at the line of scrimmage. And we'll have a stoppage as well as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
Here we go, start.
Now a give, right side. Webster. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of the tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
79, 77 Wolf.
They're going to look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And this is no good. Close, but he misses just left to the upright. And that will keep this a 3-point game.
Wow, that qualifies as a bad miss because anything inside of 40 should be automatic. That's a big mistake right there.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, that one hurts. That wipes away what would have been a big play.
But you and I both know coaches aren't real big on silver linings. But at least that play call was a successful one. Now the focus offensively, that goes to overcoming the penalty and making all that yardage back again.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot, forcing incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Back to throw. Drummond. Now he'll tuck this and run. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Okay, break.
They'll empty out the backfield and ready for a third and long.
Come on, come on. Hit. Panthers 50, 19 tight, 19 tight. Ready, ready.
Looking to throw. Drummond. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I like what the offense did there, trying to spread the defense out with a 5-receiver formation. But give the defense credit. They stayed their spot and were able to disrupt the catch and force the ball to the turf.
Ready, set.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Let's go.
They'll try and throw for it here. He'll try to do it himself, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 19.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the 49ers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 8-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Okay, ready.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Operating from the gun, Drummond. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or two shy of midfield. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Dragon 60. Ready.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. And that's going to be incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
19 Tiger. Get it. 70s. Go.
He'll look to throw. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
7 Pirates. 7.
Back to throw again. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read a receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it.
Well, that return had all the trappings of really good scouting. You could tell that they thought they saw something on tape that they could take advantage of, and they dialed it up at just the right time to give them a great return.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
He finds his man complete. It's Watkins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Last play, they got stumped at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Every now and then I can speak from experience, because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes, because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked, either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
Now a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Now they'll change things up. 2nd and 6. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Watkins. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
On the 6. Cougar 19. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Okay, break. Go. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Set, hurt. Mustang 19. Hurt.
Back to throw. Drummond. The quick slant caught. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Jordan Watkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are an extra point away from taking the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will put them on top here in the third. 13. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
Ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
They'll run on first down. It's Webster, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12. At the
70, Buffalo 18, 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They'll set up to throw. This is caught inside the 15. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Romeo Doubs, 42 yards. And the Seahawks have retaken a third quarter lead. So a very strong first drive in this second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a third quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they get...
A rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
Well, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted him. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. That is caught. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
The 49er, first down.
Here we go. Here we go.
At the 48-yard line.
They run it with James. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime mix had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try to chip someone at the second level.
The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Operating from the gun, Drummond. That's complete to Pearsall. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
It's a gain of 8. Next is the 3rd.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Drummond. He's got his target. That's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 21. 4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Tag. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Ready.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And he'll be taken down, although there is a flag down. Will this stand? Looking to put a drive together.
Ready. Ready.
Hands it to Walker to begin the series. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep whipping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Cougar 19. Go.
Completed out left to Dobbs. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this will probably get away from them.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some... tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On first down, Webster. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Second and 11. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 27-yard line. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Mustang 19. Hurt. 60 boxes.
They'll set up a throw. Escapes the sack. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That's good for a Seahawks first down.
Here we go.
11 on the play. First down, Seattle.
He will push his way down to about the 14. Will come up second and 7.
Cut 19.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Nick Martin on the coverage.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. To the left side, looked in by Horton. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up fourth down. So on is the kicker, Chad Ryland, in a big spot. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. So that gets him a little bit of breathing room, but not much. And you have to think back to the field goal that he missed earlier. This would be a 2-score game right now if he had converted then.
And if you and I are thinking about it, you know he is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
This is first and 10.
Come on. Set. Panther 60. Panther 60. Check match. Ready.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This one caught by Kittle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
And that was good protection there? No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Cowboy 80. That's your man. That's your man. Rig alert. Rig alert.
James. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. Second down, 8 yards to go.
60 Vikings. 60 Vikings.
Brings up second and 8.
He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's James. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads him into the end zone.
Ready?
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. There's James. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Here comes second down. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. They'll look to throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 33.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their #1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. He's back to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Julian Love picks it. And the Seahawks have just about sewn up this football game. There's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's 1 timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle